Happy May Day, everyone. Roger Hill on this Monday morning, the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. One big feature, upper level low. Another big feature off to the west, of course, is a ridge of higher pressure, and that's how these things become cut off. This ridge of higher pressure is not going anywhere. This upper level low is not going anywhere. So kind of what you see is what you're going to get for the next 4 or 5 days. The pivot point looks to be probably somewhere along about Friday afternoon into Friday evening, and that's when an area of higher pressure will start to form across eastern parts of Canada and then ridge south. That's going to give us an extended period of dry weather. Just like that, we're going to flip a switch. All of that occurs along about late in the week on Friday, and we're setting up for a good weekend. So that's the good news, but we're going to have to endure with this upper level system. It's going to provide us with bands of rain showers, occasionally even just plain old intermittent rain, and of course very damp, cool conditions, and occasionally some wet snowflakes up on our local mountaintops. That is about it. I don't see any high winds. The gradient winds have shifted to the north and out of the picture. That's good news. It's just rainy and damp, and it's going to be fairly endless going in through the rest of this work week. Let's take a look at the latest computer modeling, if you dare. This is valid at about 11 o'clock this morning, and of course this is our weather system. This is the European on the left-hand side. We have GFS and SOMA on the right-hand side. And you can see that in some parts of the Adirondack Mountains and even in some of the lower elevations of southeastern Ontario, you're looking at some areas of snow kind of mixed in with the rainfall. And that is the case, as this is cold upper level low is just going to sit and spin. Running the model again 11 o'clock. We're just going to kind of take you through the rest of this work week. It's almost a continuation, just a free fall of rainy weather, damp and rainy weather as band after band. Now I want to call attention, however, there's going to be a little bit of a kind of a short-range drying period. It's really going to work in for late in the day. During the afternoon hours, we dry things up just a bit. A little bit of showers work through and then head north again. But then we get into kind of a mostly clear sky for just a very short, brief period of time. That's going to be during the evening hours, and then more clouds roll right back in and produce more showers or even intermittent rain on Tuesday. Then Wednesday continues very showery. The upper low is going to be centered more closer to parts of New England. It looks like it kind of shifts a little further to the south of New England. And then that kind of goes out to sea, but we're still under the influence of this upper level system. So this is valid Thursday afternoon, and then on Friday afternoon we're continuing to see still, and you can see some colder air aloft with this 5,400 meter thickness showing up below normal. And then eventually we finally do dry things out, and that's going to be the pivot point. Looks to be Friday night. This area of higher pressure, 1032 hectopascal, 1034 on the euro, is going to start to build southward with a ridge. That's going to basically become the main influence on our weather going into this coming weekend beyond the outlook period. And what you can see using the European here, you can see that we're going to stay dry. We're into Monday, and it looks like even into Tuesday, 18Z, that would be 8 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday, and then the dam's going to break at this point with the next weather system pushing on in. By this time, temperatures will have warmed up basically into the 60s and potentially maybe even into the 70s, so this may promote a little bit of more shower activity with maybe even the possibility of some thunderstorms. This is well beyond the period going into the middle to end of next week. So why is this weather pattern happening? Well, again, this is 850 millibars or hectopascals showing the cold associated with this upper level low that's situated here. This is valid 12Z Monday, which was 8 o'clock this morning. So as run the model, you can see where the blocking areas of higher pressure are. They kind of ridge across northern parts of Canada up into Greenland. This is the reason, this is the culprit why we have this. If we didn't have this, we wouldn't have the colder than normal cutoff low sitting and spinning forever across the region. But what ends up happening is this basically gradually shifts toward the Alaskan slope. If you watch, this area of higher pressure really producing these warm anomalies at 850 hectopascals, eventually will ridge across the north slope. When does that happen? We're looking at the 11th of May. This is a Wednesday night, basically, and so on and so forth over the course of the next 10 days. As this trough shifts to the west, this upper level blocking high latitude feature you'll get this trough out to the east across eastern Canadian Maritimes, and this is going to open the door for a little bit warmer air. And indeed, that's what takes place as you head into the middle part of the month. GFS Ensemble, looking at the 3-hourly QPF, you can see that we just have lots and lots of showers each day. A little bit more tuned toward daylight hours, less tuned toward the nighttime as we head into the late part of the week. The total QPF looks like this. It's pretty healthy, from 8/10 up to about 1.6, 1.8 inches, and that's where the medium line is here, of course. Let's take a look at the Weather Prediction Center's projections, and what you can see here is about 1 inch of total rainfall, and of course more off to the north and east of the region into the Canadian Maritimes, but yeah. Switching to temperature, you can see that it's colder below normal. Central Canada and then all the way to the east coast, the warm air shifted off the coast, and the high latitude blocking kind of shows you where that warmest weather is. It started to warm up just a little bit on the west coast, and you can see this with the weighted MOS meteorological output statistic forecast projected high temperatures weighted, where we're running anywhere from 3 to 12 degrees above normal. This is the neutral line. We're below normal, of course, with this large cutoff low that's just going to sit here. What about 3 days later? Well, things kind of head a little bit more toward neutral as we're going to lose the coldest air aloft. The coldest air at the surface begins to moderate a bit, and we're going to see this moderation as high pressure then builds in from out of eastern Canada. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.